Yeah, if you think about what the role of foundations are, we have a large endowment, relatively speaking, with $1.2 billion in assets approximately. Our bread and butter has always been grant making, right? So the goal of grant making is to drive positive social outcome aligned with the mission of the foundation, but you don't expect anything else back. Now, if you think about on the opposite end of the spectrum, which is our endowment itself, right? The goal is to make a financial return that can support your ongoing grant making activities and your operations. But what if you can leverage another tool to drive that outcome and yet get a return from that capital? That's basically what impact investing is. The key sort of difference, I think, to point out isn't as much about the financial return that you can also get from that investment, but more of a cultural shift in how you approach that partnership. With grantees, you give them the money, they drive the outcome. If they don't, not much you can do about it, right? With investees, you own a share of that company or you give them a loan and they are liable. And so that relationship that you have with that investee is very different. You have the ability to alter and drive and leverage capital in a way that you wouldn't with grants. Sometimes with grants, you might be able to get, maybe 1 or 2 times levered, meaning that you find a co-funder. But with investments, you could leverage it 10 to 20 times, if not more, if you structured it right. And some of the partnerships that you develop with investees versus grantees, again, this is all generalization, not necessarily always true, but I think the innovations with an entrepreneur, they tend to be much more scalable solutions that can tackle an issue more effectively and with more efficient use of capital. So with impact investing as a tool, you're really trying to drive the same outcomes as you do with grants, but you're structuring the investment as a typical instrument that an investment person would be thinking of, right? So it's a little bit different from that perspective, even though the outcome is the same.